Hello and welcome. Today we have breaking news from the Netherlands, where a biologist has managed to capture the life cycle of one of the world's rarest insects. The Italian owlet moth is an endangered species that is so rare that it can only be found below the slopes of a single volcano in Italy, the Monte Vulture, and nowhere else in the world. For decades, biologists have been trying to film the life cycle of this rare animal in a video format, but controversy erupted when every government agency, every wildlife conservation fund, and every major documentary filmmaker refused to cooperate, stating that insects are animals that are simply not interesting enough to waste too much time and money on. But all of this recently changed when a biologist named Bart from the Netherlands had a better idea. He managed to crowdfund the educational project through social media by forming a network of like-minded enthusiasts. Before we present you a video of one of the world's rarest and most unusual animals, we thank you, Bart Coppens, for your efforts in butterfly and moth conservation and spreading awareness about these endangered species for thousands to see. And now we switch to the Netherlands.
This is one of the rarest moths in the world, and today I'm going to show you how I've raised them in captivity. The story starts with these little babies, small caterpillars of one of the world's rarest moths, and they can only be found near the slopes of the Monte Vulture in a nature reserve in Italy. It is a volcano. The babies can be raised in plastic boxes on ash tree, privet and other plants from the olive family. In the wild, their main host plant is ash tree. I raised the first few tiny instars that are nomadic in plastic boxes. The Italian owlet moth is an endemic relic species. It's more or less a species from the Ice Age, a living relic that has somehow survived into the modern age in a tiny valley in Italy. Here the whole species is contained in a super tiny area less than 50 square miles named Grotticella Nature Reserve. This is a very rare, vulnerable and endemic insect species. In captivity, raising them requires cool temperatures and fresh food. The caterpillars have very interesting colors and in particular cute little stripes. They have group behaviors. They are social and travel and feed together and even shed their skins together. The large caterpillars are raised in bigger and more ventilated cages. After a while, the caterpillars do become solitary. Are you enjoying this video, by the way? This is a short summary of a long video on my main channel, Bart Coppens. Feel free to subscribe there and watch the full version instead of this short summary on my secondary channel. Now the caterpillars are really growing bigger. Can you see the difference? This is the final instar, or instar number 5. How many larval instars moth species have seems to vary per species, but 5 instars seems to be the most common. In this species, the 5th instar is also the final instar. The larvae do feed for a while. If you've been successful at breeding them, after a while they will crawl to the floor and finally pupate. They can be made to pupate in plastic boxes, just like that. The pupa of this species are very spiny. This gives them the name Acanthobrahmaea. Acantha means spiny or sharp in Greek. The pupa of this species simply have one generation per year. They must be overwintered outdoors or in cold temperatures. 1 year later in spring, I take the pupa and I warm them up to room temperature. After that, the moths will begin to form and pop out of their pupa later. Time to wake them up! Wow, a moth is coming out. Finally the moment we all waited for. Wow, here they are, the moths, a world rarity, and I raised them completely myself in captivity, from egg to moth, in a single video. The life cycle took a year to complete. In their habitat, these insects fly early in the year, when it's still relatively cold. These moths have vestigial mouthparts and are not capable of feeding. Therefore they only live for 2 weeks. They have a beautiful pattern of stripes. The lifespan of these moths is less than 2 weeks. Pairing them is relatively easy in mesh enclosures under modest temperatures. This is what a pairing looks like, a male and female in copulation. Yay! That's some real insect lovemaking going on here. After pairing they will lay numerous eggs. The eggs can be collected in a petri dish and incubated at room temperature. In 2 weeks' time, the babies will eventually pop out and the life cycle is completed. We did it! Life cycle completed. This video was a short summary of a long video on my main YouTube channel titled Bart Coppens. If you want to learn more about these moths, then make sure to subscribe to my main YouTube channel. Because of that is where you can find the full-length video that includes all the details, and may answer some of your unanswered questions that you may have after watching this video. This channel is my secret secondary channel in which I upload unused footage, summaries or bloopers. Follow my big channel named Bart Coppens to see the real content. Thanks for watching.